This video will show you how to submit an application for disability services in the Northern Virginia Community College Disability Support Service database. If this is your first semester requesting accommodations at NOVA, you must apply through the Disability Support Service database. This video will show you how to submit an application. You can access the application by clicking on the green DSS application button. Once you have selected this, you will be taken to a screen where you will begin your application for services. Begin by selecting your start term on the drop-down menu. This is the semester that you want to begin receiving accommodations at NOVA. Next, select your primary campus. This is the campus where you plan to take most of your classes. Next, enter your name, student ID, also known as ID, and birth date. Next, select your gender. The next section asks you to enter your contact information. You must enter your NOVA email address, which ends in @email.vccs.edu. Include your address and a phone number where you can be reached. Enter your address, city, state, and zip code. In the next section, we ask you to indicate the primary disability for which you are seeking accommodations. Please select what you consider your primary disability. If you have more than one disability, then also select your secondary disability. Next, please tell us if you are seeking a degree at NOVA. Next, please enter the ethnicity or ethnicities with which you identify. You can select more than one. In the additional note text box, you can enter any additional notes you want the disabilities counselor to know. The next section is the accommodations section. There are two columns: prior accommodations, input boxes on the left, and requesting accommodations at DSS, input boxes on the right. The prior accommodations column asks you to indicate which accommodations you have previously received in academic settings. These could be from high school, college, or university. If you have never received accommodations before, then leave that column blank. The requesting accommodations column asks which accommodations you are seeking at NOVA. Select the options appropriate for the accommodations you are requesting. Please note, some accommodations you received in high school may not be considered appropriate or reasonable in college. You will meet with a disability support services counselor to discuss these accommodations. Next, please provide your high school or GED information and your graduation year. If you are still in high school, then you can put your future graduation date. Before you can submit the application, you will need to complete the CAPTCHA for security purposes. Please enter the text and click the Submit Application button. You will receive a confirmation message that your application has been successfully submitted. You will also receive an email confirming that your application was received. Following the submission confirmation, you will be prompted to upload your documentation. Refer to the documentation guidelines on NOVA's Disability Support Services webpage. You will find the link in the menu to the left. The file size should not be larger than 10 megabytes per upload. If you have a larger file, please create multiple smaller files. Enter the file title of your document in the file information area. Select the file to upload from the appropriate location. Click the Upload Documentation button. You will receive a File Upload was successful message. You will also receive an email confirming that the documentation was received. A DSS counselor will contact you soon to set up an intake appointment. All email communication from Disability Support Services will be sent to your NOVA student email only. Please check your NOVA student email every day for notifications and updates. If you are unable to upload the documentation right away, click the Upload Documentation Later button. If you want to upload documentation later, please look in the inbox of your NOVA student email account for an email with the subject Student Application Received. In the content of the email, look for the Upload Documentation link. Use this link to upload your documentation. Note, you cannot log in to the database until after you have met with your Disability Services Counselor. After your intake appointment, you will be able to log in to the database. If you are unable to upload documentation or have questions, contact a Disability Services Counselor. Their contact information is listed on the Disability Support Services webpage, where you located this instructional video. Once your application and documentation have been submitted, a counselor will email you to follow up and schedule an intake appointment. Counselors will only send emails to your NOVA student email account ending in @email.vccs.edu.